stable. They have been sticking with just the good old, you know, going way back Kana, Cuz, Faker, and Terria roster, which thus far has worked out splendidly for them.
Yeah, certainly is. I think the only question marks that we have for T1 is the consistency of Canada up there towards the
team fighting. He's out of position, he dies, tries to do too much, and then with so much of the invested money and pressure immediately gone, they can't really go from there. Whereas Kana, it feels kind of in.
To be honest.
Oh, that also makes me happy though. And if you combine it with a lot of AP power in the jungle, you can still keep that pick hidden for Kana, which gives you a little bit more flexibility. And there are a lot of good AD carries are taken away. And into the Ezreal, we've seen the Vayne, interestingly, have come out. And this is a really big pivot, because teams in the LCK have been valuing the Diana more and more, but I think this is the first time we see her valued over a Rumble, especially considering how good Cuz was on that pick.
Yeah. Do you know what I want to see? I want to see Fake Yasuo. That's what I want to see. I'm not even... It may not necessarily be great, but I'd love to see it. Live Sandbox are going to go down the tier list a little bit. I do like picking the Gnar away so that it's not as simple for T1 just to ban Gnar counters. And then pick that one for Canna on the top side of the map. Definitely one of his more comfortable picks, and Summit very happy to play it as well. So I don't mind it. I don't like Udyr, but I don't know whether it's necessarily anything really to worry about. T1 are going to do something interesting. The center's going to be locked away, but now they're going to be playing it not with Tahm Kench and not with Thresh, because they will definitely be banned. I guarantee it. Live Sandbox are not going to let them through. So I think Carrier's got something, something a bit spicy, unless this is the bottom lane that we already have.
Ooh, yeah,
because KT have already played it, and this is something that has been around the traps.
A number of places, as I would be very happy to see Efforts Gragas. I think it's real good, and it does provide even more hard engage for the classic Live Sandbox style. This is a bit more proactive than the Orianna. Personally, I like this a lot more.
Yeah, I love Gragas as well into Diana. If she uses, you know, her E after she uses the reset at E, then it can get her out of the fray. Also, if you can predict when she's going to throw out the ultimate and get a barrel in there, then she can look a little bit silly, which is certainly going to be good news. T1 thinking about heading towards a Lulu, which is making me feel like we are going to get the Lee Sin center bottom lane. Of course, Faker, the most famous to be used. Cuz going to follow him as well. Throws out the E. He's going to land the Q as he's ran out of gap close, and now Croco's in trouble. Glitterlance comes on through, and Faker gets the first blood. Fate now in a whole bunch of trouble as Canna looks for the shock blast, but the Haymaker is going to be there. Good face breaker as well, as Faker's just...
Yeah, as well. And the first Drake of the game hasn't been taken yet.
Okay. Carrier's just going to solo kill on the bottom side of the map. We will get a replay of that one. Jonas.
Yeah, but the Herald also a big one. We saw how high the first Herald percentage was, as a lot of action possible here.
Yeah, in goes Effort. Great body slam onto the two members as Teddy's going to have to flash away, but Croco's right over the top. This is going to be the first kill for Live Sandbox. As in goes Fate, not going to get rewarded for it, as Cuz is going to have to run away, but now Canna's in trouble. There's the ult right into the wall, as Fate does have the face breaker, so Canna ain't getting out of this one. The flash comes on in, but the follow is going to be there. So Live Sandbox evening out the kills nicely. And also, the top lane state is an absolute abomination here for T1 as well. So that's going to be a lot missed for the Jace.
And it's yet again Effort with the roams, but first, let's take a look at this play.
잡았어. Carry.
Just too easy. And that's the guaranteed play as well, because you get the mini stun into the wall by safeguarding in. As this is where it all goes a little bit backwards, because they don't have their Lee Sin King. As Carry is in here, that is going to be the Rift Herald secured by Live Sandbox. Cuz also going to be taken down. Carry gets the heck out of there. And T1 making a couple of... And him, that's going to be the odd. He was waiting for the To the Skies. I like it, but the hammer is going to come back. Now Fate doesn't have his gap closed, but Effort does, and he's going to be able to push Canna into that dead turret very comfortably. Uppercutted by the set, as that is the kick flash. Prince trying to get away, does have a lot of mobility as the Dawning Shadow comes forward, and Carry is, of course, able to lock down that kill. Damn, this must feel so cool for Teddy. He's just watching his support go and murder people. There it is, Live Sandbox, the jig is up on T1, but they want this fight by the looks of things. As in goes Carrier, gets the kick back onto Prince. Not going to be able to just take him out though, as Fate also in a bunch of trouble. Dawning Shadow comes in, Carrier gets over that wall. Prince has to flash to get himself out of the way, and now Carrier is the one in trouble. He's going to get taken out. The Ezreal starting to pop off in the fight, but as I say it, Canna just dives on top of him. And it's looking pretty over here. It's a triple kill for Canna so far. That wallop was phenomenal, but it's not going to be enough to help them here, as it's not the Penta, but it is the ace here for T1.
And a really nice fight by T1 there. And there we see the value of all these shields, all the sustain in these longer fights. The Senna and the Lulu make it so hard if you don't find the immediate team fight blowouts. Even with Keria, really one of the big damage dealers, going down relatively quick. And here we can see this is a drawn-out fight, right? It's basically 2 free skirmishes happening at the same time, and all Keria needs to do is draw time. Cuz does the same. They chip them down slowly, but if T1 isn't caught in one big choke point and gets blown up instantly, that lack of damage that you were talking about, we see it here. And then it's the shields, the heals, piercing darkness, and as Liv Sandbox is like, why aren't you dying?
Well, this is the ridiculous thing. You know, Teddy gets caught in a Mega Gnar ultimate, you know, and goes down to like 50% health, but honestly, he was turreting that entire team.
Change that Teddy has a heal Mary engage from Fate.
Oh yeah, Faker was unable to quite get there as Keria is going to get taken down very, very low. Core Drinker is busted. He's still alive, for goodness sake, as Cuz gets out eventually. Faker has teleported in. That's a decent showstopper there, as the GA has been brought out. The slow will land as well. Effort, oh, actually not quite able to do so, as now Faker's the one in trouble, and he's running away. So, you know, a bit of yakety sax here towards the end. It might be. As now Cuz and Canna are running towards the Drake, as Liv Sandbox, oh, true shot barrage, Cuz so close to getting taken down. His Zhonya's is on cooldown as well, as now Croco in the area. Canna spots him out. Effort moving on over as well. And with Prince here, this Drake is 100% over to Liv Sandbox, and it's Keria looking for these Sonic Waves, looking for a way to start off a fight, but lack of engage issue again could be a problem, as in goes Fate. There's the showstopper, as Liv Sandbox has started it on their own terms. Watch Prince, see whether he can keep himself safe, as the Wild Growth's not enough. The Gnar is massive into the wall from Summit, and Fate is locking them down. Prince still at full health as Keria desperately tries to get on top of him, but now desperately tries to get away from the fight. Faker's not going to be able to do it against this. Ezreal, unfortunately, has no mana, uses the last of it to get a bit skippy here and get away, but he's not going to be able to. As Summit's fighting Teddy, may not necessarily be able to win out here. We'll see who's going to be able to get on top, as Teddy has absolutely no mana, unfortunately, and it will be the Gnar that takes him down. That is going to be the ace, and I think Liv Sandbox may have just done it.
It was a one-game Atlas. The Nexus was open.
Yep. Yep, these things happen, right? Sometimes you take a fight towards the end, you feel like it's all done and dusted, and Liv Sandbox, they do not let it happen. Their win condition, that was Prince, was never under any threat in that last team fight, and Liv Sandbox, they stuck to their guns, and they will take game 1 against T1.
What a performance here from Liv Sandbox. This is a team Atlas that we have given so much praise for their early game, but their mid game, their late game.
Teamfight in Sandbox's base did not need to happen. That absolutely did not need to happen. And so you can see this was a game all about Prince, and he 100% delivered 34k damage.